We have some breaking news that is coming in. The U.S. House of Representatives have narrowly rejected an effort to stop President Donald Trump's war on Iran and require that any hostilities against Iran be authorized by Congress, backing the Republican president's military campaign on the 6th day of the expanding conflict. The resolution was rejected by a vote count of 219 to 212 and offers a snapshot of the support and opposition in Congress for the widening conflict that's reordering U.S. priorities at home and abroad. The Senate defeated a similar measure along party lines on Wednesday. Republicans have largely backed the war, while Democrats continue to oppose. However, there are splinters in the party. Well, this is the breaking news that we are getting in. Trump gets support from the House of Representatives. And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has also said the United States has the resources and determination to sustain this campaign, adding that Washington will control the timeline of the war. Well, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani is now joining us live on the broadcast. Well, Susan, what are the latest developments in Washington and from the White House following the House vote rejecting the resolution to limit President Trump's military action against Iran?
Yeah, that War Resolution Act really was set to fail dead on arrival, not just in the Senate yesterday, but in Congress as well, where lawmakers voted on it as anticipated. Now, it's important to note that this war resolution generally, even if it did pass the Senate and Congress, the president could ultimately veto it. But what happens now is that there is no congressional action requiring the president or the Pentagon to stop this military attack against Iran, and it will continue. And I know you talked about some of the comments that Pete Hegseth and Admiral Cooper, the commander of CENTCOM, made. We can talk about those as well.
Right, Susan. And, now that Congress has rejected efforts to restrict President Donald Trump's military campaign, what does the timeline look like for the conflict and the administration's next steps?
Yeah, so just going back to what the Secretary of War and the CENTCOM commander briefed us on earlier today, they said that the U.S. can sustain the war, then they will continue until their objectives are met. And then we heard from Admiral Cooper, who gave some new information saying that they're entering a second phase because they have full control of Iran's airspace right now. The next phase targets Iran's missile industry. Cooper said that the campaign is shifting towards destroying Iran's missile production capabilities so it cannot rebuild. So not only are they launching these attacks against those underground missile launchers, they are now targeting places where they believe that Iran was building more ballistic missiles. They also said that there was a massive strike in the last 72 hours or so, including B-2 bombers. Dozens of them have been dropped, 2,000-pound bunker buster bombers on missile launch sites. And they said that Iran's attacks are apparently decreasing. They're declining. They said that their missile attacks have declined by 90% and their drone attacks have declined by about 80%. But they said that this war is going to continue at the speed that it's going. This is not any announcement that their operations are going to have any kind of setback or they're declining any operations. Quite the contrary, it appears, as of now.
Right, Susan, we are actually getting a lot of developments and we'll actually get back to you. But thank you so much for getting us all the details and joining us on the show.